This book is all about finding true freedom. What are some of the biggest freedoms you enjoy today?
It's been interesting to see the changes. Some people will look at that and say it's so small, but everything seems so much bigger than it is, whenever you were in those teachings. So yeah, I think people look at the outward things that have changed, like the man-made rules that just fall off, like only listening to music that has no drums. So that just opens up a variety of things God has gifted us to enjoy, like art, music, culture. It's really sweet to like be able to enjoy those things. And in LA, like you have a lot of opportunities for that, which is really cool. We love going to art museums. Like it's really fun. The kids, only hang in there for 30 minutes. So it's like a fun date time, like to go out, do that, get awesome coffee, food from the area. But then also, yeah, I think people see on the outside, like, oh, Ginger's wearing pants now. And I feel like it tends to be a headline in every article. And I'm like, it's been 6 years, like really? But it is kind of funny how everybody else looking at that says, okay, that's great. And yeah, it is. But for me, the biggest thing has just been in my mindset. It has produced so much freedom in my heart to know that God is not out there waiting to destroy me at every turn for things I didn't know I was supposed to be doing or not doing. And that has been the biggest change. It's really made me a different person because I see that God is loving and kind. And that's been the biggest change for me personally. And the biggest freedom has been in my fear. I'm not such a fearful person. I'll struggle with things at times, like anybody does, any fears. But overall, like I feel like I'm in a much healthier place.
I loved the first part of the book where you were sort of sharing your reflections on the free ginger movement.
Yeah.
That made me think of, in recent years, the free Britney movement. Now, I know Britney Spears and Jinger Duggar are very different people and it's very different situations, but I'm just curious if you sort of saw any sort of correlation or through line between the two situations, because, essentially you were both submitting to a system that you were conditioned to be a part of.
I think it's interesting. I see people who are in the public eye and have stories, and I can relate to them at different points, maybe on smaller scales. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like you see that so many people have walked through so much pain and hardship, and just coming out on the other side. I want to say that we can come out stronger on the other side, because it's interesting. Like those things don't have to define us moving forward. So for me, like I look at all the stuff in the past and I say, okay, now moving forward, how can I be the best version of myself that I possibly can be? And so I would be interested to look into that more.
Are you offended by the free ginger movement, or today at 29 years old, do you appreciate what the fans identified watching you on screen?
Yeah, I'm not upset at the free ginger movement. I think that it was very kind of the people. I'm sure the people who started it had the best intentions in mind and probably still do today. So I'm not bothered by that at all. I think it's kind that they would think, okay, we want to help her be free of what we think is binding her. So I think that's great. I don't have any hard feelings towards anyone.